What is up, people? Hope you're all having a great day. I know I was missing from Instagram and YouTube for the past couple of days, and it was for a valid reason, so let me explain. I was scrolling mindlessly through Instagram for the past couple of days until I realized about a thing called dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone that is released in your body due to external factors that gives you the feeling of pleasure. So let me explain in simple terms. If you were to eat a chocolate, you would be more inclined to eat more chocolate because of the dopamine that is released because you consume chocolate. That is the reason why people prefer to do certain things over certain other things. And moreover, dopamine is also the hormone that improves your productivity and mainly determines how productive you are as a person. You see, apart from eating chocolate or your favorite food, even when you clean a room or when you do something productive, your body naturally releases dopamine, which gives you a feeling of satisfaction and a feeling of accomplishment as well. But why are we not productive when dopamine is released when we do something productive? You see, when you can see a hot girl on Instagram, that also releases dopamine. But it doesn't categorize between where it gets its dopamine from. You can get dopamine from doing a really hard work, but you can still go to Instagram or Facebook or any other social media and see a hot girl and still get dopamine. It is this instant gratification which has made you less productive. Social media is mostly designed in such a way that you get massive hits of dopamine every time you consume content from them. That is one of the reasons why we can't get off of social media even when you know it's not bad for you. And moreover, even if you wanted to uninstall social media, you'll still have a voice in your head saying, I'm using this for a good reason, and you definitely won't be able to uninstall it. You see, when the social media came out, Instagram and Facebook and other stuff were pushing out content based on the chronological order. But now, certain algorithms have been set in place so that you get the massive amounts of dopamine every time you watch their content. The more dopamine that you get, the more you keep coming back for more. That is the reason you're totally hooked into this thing. From the time that you wake up to the time that you fall asleep, you are always constantly bombarded with dopamine. So that is one of the reasons why you don't feel that productive and aren't inclined to do difficult tasks to get dopamine, because you can get dopamine easily from Instagram and other stuff. You see, when you were a kid, you were so excited about going on a field trip the other day. The previous night, you wouldn't even be able to sleep. But even if you were to be gifted a supercar tomorrow, you still won't be feeling the same level of excitement that you had when you were 5. So when you get exposed to dopamine more often, you develop a tolerance towards it. And anything below the tolerance threshold doesn't give you enough satisfaction or the pleasure to do more. Because of this, my mental health started to suffer. Every time I went to Instagram, I always wanted to see more followers on my feed. So every single time, I was constantly comparing myself to unachievable physiques and even hotter people on the internet. This was taking a toll on my mental health and it was giving me anxiety. So that's when I decided to do a thing called dopamine detox. So I was supposed to avoid stuff that would give me dopamine for an entire week, so that in this time span, I wouldn't be having any dopamine. At least from external. Your body naturally has dopamine, but I won't be getting dopamine from external factors. So after the certain point of time, I'll be more inclined to do more productive stuff. So let's see how this goes. So I'm here at the gym right now. The gym is playing a little bit of music. I know that's kind of distracting, but yeah, it just gives me a little bit of dopamine, but still, I'm not taking massive hits of dopamine from Instagram or YouTube. The day 1 was really hard. This is day 2 actually. Day 1 was really hard. I was struggling so hard to not use my phone. We're gonna do a leg workout right now. That thing is probably gonna give me a lot of dopamine, but yeah, that's not from an external artificial source, right? So let's go grab that workout and I'll see you for lunch, alright?
Not rice cook.
Done dry scooping. My dry scooping days are over.
Watermelon flavor and bubble gum, right? Watermelon and bubble gum. Can you mix it? It's your mistake, and don't make these faces now.
You did so, I'm turning the radio up. Don't wanna hear it's too late for apologize. Lately I've realized that what goes around comes back around. Hey.
You probably might be wondering how this happened. It was one fine day when I was deadlifting until my belt decided to leave me and just be free.
Look so pretty on the outside, got the eyes of an innocent one. You can never tell at the first glance, they'll never save the last dance for you. Hey, don't call me up, I know you know what you did. So don't turn the radio up, don't wanna hear it till late for apologize. Lately I've realized that goes around, comes back around.
One more! Final challenge for 8! I said 8! Oh my god! I said 8! Oh my god!
It was my final day of dopamine detox that made me realize one thing. I started being more productive, I started reading a lot more, and I started enjoying every little thing that life has to offer me. You don't always need to be strong. You don't always have to get validation from external people. Live your life the way you want it. Just stop chasing perfection and just let go. I don't know about troubles going away, but just live in the moment. You might just end up loving it. Have a few friends that you could hold on for life. This one's for my homies who had my hand every time I was about to drown. Little did I realize that the entire week without social media just made me love every moment a little bit more. Try going off for one day. You'll definitely love yourself a lot more. Your mental health matters as much as your ambitions do. As I always say, stay strong. And this one definitely goes to my homies for lifting up my mental health and cheering me up every single time that I was down. Stay strong.